My name is Kristen Patton, and I am a heart transplant survivor. I wanted to take a few minutes to just tell you a little bit about my story and ask for your help for the American Heart Association. So, 18 months ago, I would have never thought that I would need a heart transplant. I was a happy, very healthy, and active mom of three. I was expecting my fourth child and had been seeing doctors every day, and everything looked great. But then 3 days after my daughter was born, I suffered a heart attack at home. And then several days later at the hospital, I suffered a second attack, and this time it was a near fatal SCAD occurrence. SCAD stands for spontaneous coronary artery dissection. It's a tear in your artery, and while very rare, it can happen and typically afflicts women in their 40s to 50s who are otherwise healthy. So it was very shocking for everyone involved, as you can imagine. I kind of went to sleep after that second attack we call it my extended nap, but I was basically asleep for almost a month. When I woke up, I learned that my family had been living in a really difficult spot where day to day they did not know if I would survive or not. I was on full life support. My kidneys were failing, so I was on full-time dialysis. Things looked very bleak at times, but then there would be a change and there would be hope. And eventually there was a lot of hope because they were able to implant a special device called an LVAD. It was a heart pump. And that heart pump did all the work for the left side of my heart and allowed my body to start having the proper blood flow and my kidneys to start recovering and for me to wake up. It allowed that to happen. So I learned that I had this LVAD, that I now would need to be connected to power 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bonus, it was a portable power source, so I could actually, once I regained the strength to support my body weight, I would be able to walk around with it. I would be able to leave the hospital with it. I could switch to battery power, so I could be out and about, and then when I was at home, I could be on wall power. So in our family, we joke a lot, and so my kids were quick to sort of give me the nickname Cyborg Mom, and they were great about learning all the ins and outs of sort of new cyborg mommy. And they helped me a lot. They knew how to change my batteries. They knew to watch out for my power cable so that they didn't trip on it and accidentally unplug me during the night. They learned a lot of things that kids their age probably shouldn't have to learn, but they handled it with such maturity and courage that I was just really blown away by them. I lived this way for 11 months. And during that time, I took my rehab program very seriously. I wanted to be strong, the strongest I could possibly be, so that I could lift that little baby. I could be a real active, involved mom to all of my children, and hopefully be a strong candidate for heart transplant at some point. I qualified for the transplant, and then began the wait. It's a bizarre process. You're waiting for your phone to ring any time of day, any time of night. And you know as soon as it does, your whole world will change. And of course, there's risks. We kind of picked up a mantra in our household through all of my rehab, which was 3 breaths, then go. You just take 3 breaths and then you go. Whatever it is, however scary it is, however hard it is, you just go. You just got to get there. And so the night of my birthday, actually, as I was getting into bed, I got the call that there was a heart available for me. Some amazing, brave family in the midst of what must have been just horrible tragedy for them. They made the choice to give other families a chance at life and to save lives. And one of those lives was mine. 8 days after my transplant, I walked out of that hospital. I haven't looked back. I am doing incredibly well. It's a long recovery, but I'm doing really well. And my children have their mom back. And my toddler is getting to know me. And it is a beautiful, beautiful gift. And I am grateful for every moment. The hardest part of my story is actually not my story really at all. The hardest part of my story is that in the midst of all of this, my mother passed away of a massive heart attack in her sleep. She had left me at the hospital. She had come home to care for my children so my husband could come be with me. And she put them all to bed. She said prayers with them. She went to go to sleep herself, and she never woke up. She had undiagnosed heart disease. She had plaque in her arteries. It's a different cause of heart trouble than I had had. But hers was actually it is very common and very treatable if she had only known. But she didn't. And she didn't exhibit any symptoms. I mean, she'd been sitting for weeks in a cardiac hospital room, in ICU. And no one knew, no one noticed. Because there wasn't really anything to notice. She looked great. She seemed very healthy, very active. And it just shows you, it demonstrates what a silent killer heart disease can be. So today you have a really exciting opportunity because some incredible people in our community have stepped up to say that they will match your donation dollar for dollar. So Greg Weaver of Catellus, D&T Construction, and Dubois, Bryant, and Campbell will match dollar for dollar any donation you make today up to $35,000. $35,000! That's awesome. In one day, you have the ability to help us raise $70,000 to go towards life-saving education and research to help make the lives of all of those you love in this community longer and healthier. I'm so excited about this. I'm going to be supporting the Heart Association. I'm going to be donating, and I'm going to be walking in the Heart Walk on October 21st at the Long Center. I'm asking you today to open your hearts and to open your wallets. We need your help. We can't do it alone. So please make a donation today. Take advantage of this amazing matching offer. And if you can, also, please come join me and my family, my crazy little crew of 6 that you'll see. We tend to make a scene everywhere we go. But come see us at the Heart Walk and walk with us. Thank you for considering your donation. Please keep in mind any amount will be greatly appreciated and put to good use. Thank you. I hope to see you at the Heart Walk.